How much do you know about sumo? Today you'll discover 20 interesting facts about sumo that you didn't know. Subscribe to SumoSpirit, we're starting now. Number 1. Did you know that the Hawaiian with more titles isn't Akebono? Everybody thinks the most successful Hawaiian beast in sumo is Akebono, because he was the first foreign-born yokozuna, and he was a total monster in the 90s. He won 11 top division championships in the Makuuchi division and held the yokozuna rank for almost 8 years. But that's not actually the Hawaiian with the most titles. That crown belongs to Musashimaru. Born Fiamalu Penitani, raised in Hawaii, he was built like a truck and fought with scary consistency. He ended his career with 12 top division championships, which is not only more than Akebono's 11, it puts him on the all-time list of guys with double-digit yusho. Number 2. Do you know the wrestler who tried to inflate himself with silicone? Yes, this really happened. In the 90s, a 16-year-old recruit named Takeji Harada was too short for pro sumo. The Japan Sumo Association had a minimum height rule of about 5'8". Harada was closer to 5'2". So what did he do? He went and got silicone injected under his scalp. Not once, but in a series of surgeries over about a year, building a giant lump on top of his head so that, on paper, he measured tall enough to enter the sport. He grew around 6 inches instantly and finally passed the entry exam after failing 6 times. Number 3. Hanakaze is not just a veteran, he is sumo's time traveler. This man debuted in March 1986, when the Showa era was still alive in Japan, and he did not retire until January 2022. That means he wrestled across 3 different eras: Showa, Heisei, Reiwa, and was literally the last active Rikishi who started in Showa. Nobody else has done that. He never made the top salary divisions, never became a star on TV, but his career became a record by itself. He fought in 214 professional tournaments, which is the most tournaments in sumo history, and he stayed on the Banzuke for more than 35 years. He turned 50 years old on May 2020 and was still competing. By then, his stable master was calling him basically indestructible. When he finally called it a career at 2022, he wasn't just the oldest guy still fighting. He was the last physical link to the old style of sumo from the 80s. He started as a 15-year-old kid and walked out as living history. Number 4. The Kinboshi Assassin. The all-time king of Kinboshi is Akinoshima. He racked up 16 gold stars in his career, which is the record. A Kinboshi is when a rank-and-file Megashira beats a yokozuna, and every time you do it, you don't just get fame, you get paid. He wasn't a yokozuna, he wasn't even an ōzeki. His highest rank was Sekiwake, but from the Megashira rank he just kept hunting legends. 4 wins over Chiyonofuji, 4 over Hokutomi, 4 over Asahi Fuji, plus scalps from Onokuni, Akebono, and Musashimaru. That is insane. The last? In July 1999, when Eiichi took down Yokozuna Musashimaru. The crowd goes wild, cushions fly, and the giant killer cements his legacy with Kinboshi number 16. Number 5. The beginnings of women in sumo. On April 4, 2018, during a sumo event in Maizuru, the mayor collapsed in the ring. Women rushed in to give CPR and save his life. Instead of thanking them, the referee grabbed the mic and yelled, "Women, please leave the ring." That clip exploded across Japan. People were angry, because the only rule those women broke was being female in a sacred space. The dohyo is treated as holy, and tradition says women are impure, so they're not allowed on it. The backlash was so strong that the Sumo Association apologized the next day and later said that in an emergency, women can enter to help. But here's the reality. Even today, in normal situations, pro sumo still bans women from stepping onto the dohyo. The sport is changing, but very, very slowly. Number 6. Did you know that the heaviest professional sumo wrestler in history tipped the scales at an astonishing 645 pounds? Russian Rikishi Aurora reached his peak at that colossal weight, becoming the heaviest professional sumo wrestler ever, surpassing even the legendary Konishiki, the Hawaiian giant who ruled the dohyo for years with 633 pounds. Imagine facing that much momentum in motion. Number 7. You want the smallest pro sumo wrestler ever? That would be Tamatsubaki Kentaro. He fought in the early 1900s, and he was unreal by modern standards. About 158 centimeters tall, and only about 73 kilograms, which is roughly 160 pounds. He still made it as high as Sekiwake, which is the 3rd highest rank in all of sumo, and he regularly had to fight guys more than twice his weight. Fans called him the Might because he was tiny but vicious. Number 8. That iconic sumo top knot, the chonmage, is not just cute samurai cosplay. It literally comes from the real samurai battlefield haircut from the Edo period, when warriors used the oiled knot of hair to help keep their helmets steady and also show status. In modern sumo, the style survives as a symbol of rank, discipline, and dignity, and the higher you rise, the fancier it gets. Top division wrestlers get their hair shaped into the oicho style, spread like a ginkgo leaf, but only after a specialist hair master does it, and those hair masters are not normal barbers. They're called tokoyama, and they train for years, sometimes a decade, before they're trusted to sculpt the champion's knot. Only the most elite tokoyama are allowed to style a yokozuna's hair. Number 9. Can you imagine winning a Yusho in your debut? March 2024 gave us an anime storyline in real life. A 24-year-old newcomer named Takeru Fuji walked into the top division for the very first time and won the whole tournament. He finished with 13 wins, 2 losses, and lifted the Emperor's Cup. That had not happened in 110 years, not since 1914. And he didn't do it clean and pretty. He did it limping. On day 14, he hurt his right ankle so badly, he literally had to be taken out in a wheelchair. And people thought, that's it, he's done. The next day, he taped it up, went back on the clay anyway, and still won the match that sealed his title. He said later that if he quit, he would regret it for the rest of his life. Number 10. The streak that basically turned a human into a myth. Yokozuna Futabayama once walked into the ring and just stopped losing. For almost 3 full years, from January 1936 until January 1939, he won 69 straight top division matches. 69 in a row. That is still the longest winning streak in sumo history, and nobody has beaten it, not even modern giants like Hakuho. The Sumo Association even stretched tournaments longer because the country was obsessed with seeing if he could keep the streak alive. And here's the spooky part. He finally lost in January 1939 to a rank-and-file Megashira named Akinomi. People were shocked, but Futabayama was actually wrestling while sick with amoebic dysentery. So the first time he looked human, he basically had an infection. Number 11. Sumo is the fastest slow sport on earth. All the staring, salt throwing, and stomping can take minutes. Then the fight starts and boom, it's usually over in a few seconds. Most top division bouts end in under 30 seconds, and under 10 seconds is super common. If you glance at your phone, you miss it. Now the wild part. In Pro Sumo, a long match is 4 minutes. That's the official time limit in the top division. If they're still locked up after that, the referee can pause the action and call a water break, called mizuiri, then restart them from the same position. That only happens in rare marathon fights, because lasting even a full minute is already unusual. Number 12. Byamba, the sumo rock star. Byamba did what almost nobody does. He quit pro sumo in Japan at 20 years old, before even reaching the top division, then went global and turned into a monster. He won the Sumo World Championships, ruled international tournaments, and absolutely owned the US. Sumo Open with a record of 110 wins and just 7 losses, including 8 straight heavyweight titles from 2007 to 2014. At one point, the question wasn't, who will win? It was, who dares fight Byamba for second place? Then, he became the face of sumo for the rest of the world. He moved to Los Angeles, did live sumo shows in more than 25 countries, and showed up everywhere on many TV shows like Ocean's 13. Byamba wasn't just a champion. He was sumo's first global celebrity. Number 13. In sumo, retirement is not, and then he became a coach. It's a boss fight. When a top wrestler hangs up the mawashi and wants to stay in the Japan Sumo Association as a coach or take over a stable, he needs something called a toshiori kabu. Think of it like an elder license, or a stock. There are only about 105 of these elder names in the whole sport, a hard cap that's been in place since the 1920s, and you cannot just make a new one. That means every single elder name is basically a golden ticket. You either inherit one, buy one, or rent one short-term from someone who's already got it. Retiring without access to a kabu is game over, because you legally cannot stay in the association as an oyakata unless you have that share, and it gets even nastier. These shares can cost huge money, have family politics attached, and sometimes get passed around like rare artifacts. Number 14. When a yokozuna steps out, it's not just an athlete, it's basically a walking shrine. Around his waist, he wears the suna, a giant white rope that can weigh up to 44 pounds. Only a yokozuna can wear it, and only during the ring entering ceremony. You never see it in normal matches. This isn't fashion, it's status. The word yokozuna literally means horizontal rope. That rope is the proof you are the top of the top. The suna is hand-woven in a ritual, tied on his back, and decorated with zigzag paper strips called shide, just like you see at Shinto shrines. In Shinto, thick ropes called shimenawa mark a place as sacred. In sumo, the message is the same. This man is marked as sacred, and the ring is holy ground while he's in it. Number 15. Life at the top comes with a trap. A yokozuna can never be demoted. Everyone else can drop in rank, but a yokozuna stays a yokozuna on paper no matter how he performs. That sounds powerful, but it's actually brutal pressure. Because there is no demotion, there is only one exit: retire. If a yokozuna keeps losing, keeps pulling out hurt, or stops acting like a grand champion, the Sumo Association will push him to step down. Respect and dignity are part of the job. This is real. Terunofuji was the only active yokozuna going into January 2025, but years of wrecked knees, back pain, and even diabetes caught up. After struggling and withdrawing again, he announced his retirement, saying he should not stand on the raised ring with a half-hearted mindset or body. He couldn't just drop the ōzeki and heal. For a yokozuna, it's either perform like a legend or leave. Number 16. The dohyo is made by the most underrated crew in sumo, the yobidashi. People think yobidashi are just the guys who sing out wrestler names before a match. That is only the surface. These guys are carpenters, groundskeepers, stage crew, and hype men, all in one job. Before every official tournament, the yobidashi literally build a brand new dohyo from scratch. They bring in tons of special clay, traditionally dug from the banks of the Arakawa River in Saitama, pack it, shape it, and raise it into a fighting platform about 66 centimeters tall. They hammer in the rice straw bales that form the ring's border, carve the steps, smooth the fighting surface, and even brush on a final layer of sand so clean you can see a single footprint. And they do all of this old school. No bulldozers in the kokujikan. The ring is made with traditional tools, stamped and sculpted by hand, and it takes them about 3 days to finish the platform and the circle where the wrestlers will collide. Number 17. Sumo meets the mob. This one is straight out of a crime drama. In 2010, ōzeki Kotomitsuki was one of the top stars in sumo, second highest rank in the entire sport. Then it came out that he'd been betting on pro baseball, which is illegal in Japan, and that the gambling ring was tied to the Yakuza. He first denied it, then admitted it, and then everything exploded. Police said gang members were even extorting him for hush money once they knew he was in deep. Sponsors panicked. TV panicked. NHK, Japan's national broadcaster, actually considered not airing the upcoming Nagoya tournament live, something that hadn't happened since televised sumo began in the 50s. Because the scandal made the whole sport look dirty. Companies pulled their money, fans were asking if sumo was basically being run by the mob. The Japan Sumo Association reacted like the house was on fire. Kotomitsuki was fired and banned for life on July 2010. His stable master, Ote Koyakata, was also dismissed. Police raided stables, top officials were suspended. Number 18. The comeback that pissed off the system. Sokokurai's career turned into a legal thriller. In 2011, during the giant match-fixing scandal, the Japan Sumo Association said he was guilty of rigging. He said no, completely denied it, refused to confess, refused to retire. So they kicked him out and deleted him from the rankings like he never existed. Most guys in that scandal either quit quietly or took the fall. He sued them instead. Then comes the plot twist. In March 2013, the Tokyo District Court ruled that his firing was invalid. The judge said the association didn't actually have solid proof he fixed matches. Basically, you can't just erase this man without evidence. And this is the part almost nobody thought would happen in sumo. The association backed down, no appeal. They apologized, reinstated him in April 2013, and put him right back on the official banzuke with his old rank of Maegashira 15, so he could return in July. He literally lawyered his way back onto the clay. Number 19. The Canadian with the tiger tattoo Japan did not want. Before he was Earthquake in the WWF, John Tenta went to Japan to be a pro sumo wrestler called Koto Tenzan. He joined Sado Gatake's stable in 1985 and destroyed everyone. 24 wins in a row, 3 division titles in 8 months. People called him the Canadian Comet and expected him to rocket up the rankings. But there was a problem that had nothing to do with skill. He had a big tiger tattoo on his arm. In Japan, visible tattoos are linked to yakuza, so the sumo world saw it as dirty and not respectful. Officials made him wrap it in bandages, and he was told that if he reached the higher divisions, he'd be expected to remove it with skin grafts. Between the tattoo pressure, the injury grind, and smashing his body on the clay every day, he quit sumo in 1986 without ever being beaten in an official competition. Then he moved to pro wrestling, kept the tiger, and got famous worldwide as Earthquake. Number 20. Even the paperwork is intense. Before every tournament, sumo publishes the new ranking sheet, the banzuke. It's not typed, it's handwritten in thick black calligraphy called sumo mohi, a style that goes back to the Edo period. The biggest names get giant characters, and tiny lower ranks are squeezed in at the bottom. So the whole sport, hundreds of wrestlers across all 6 divisions, plus judges, elders, and refs, SSS, fits on one giant sheet. Here's how serious it is. Right after each tournament, judges meet to decide who moves up and who drops. Then only a couple of the top referees, the senior gyoji, are allowed to write the official banzuke by hand on washi paper. Laying out and lettering every single name takes about a week, sometimes more, and it has to be perfect because that ink becomes everyone's fate for the next tournament. The finished master banzuke is huge, then it gets shrunk and released to the public about 13 days before the next basho. Stables buy stacks and hand them out like trophies. What fact surprised you the most? So the next time you see 2 wrestlers face off on the dohyo, don't think only about who will push them out of the ring. Think about everything behind it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the SumoSpirit channel for more content. See you in the next video.